Hey everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Kyokai no Kanata, which is Beyond the Boundary. This is going to be a shorter episode because I'm feeling a bit sick and I'm a little stuffed up and everything, so I'm not going to go as long as normal. This episode picked up exactly where the last one left off, with the two characters getting in a fight with a Yomu, or this type of demon, or monster, or creature, or whatever, that is in the shape of a mummy. The animations for this whole fight were really cool, especially when the girl, whose name escapes me right now because I'm kind of out of it, she takes off a ring, and I guess that's kind of like the same type of thing as Shadow the Hedgehog's power-suppressing rings that he wears. She takes it off, and she's able to do this really cool ability with her blood that she flings blood out at the thing, and it like seeps through it like acid. There's a nice moment of her trying to choose whether or not she needs to kill this thing, and she does go through with it and kill it. And it does show throughout a later scene, whether in a diner, that it does have an impact on her. She doesn't like it at all. You could tell that it's getting to her. So other than those two scenes, the rest of the whole thing was really nice. It was pretty much just them in the day after going to school, meeting a new person who is a Yomu, actually. A Yomu that looks very much like a demon, like a human, excuse me. She works for another Yomu who looks like a human that does appraisals, because every time a Yomu is killed, they turn into these little gems, and they get appraised, and the people who bring those to this lady get money. A few things to point out in this episode in particular. There's this one guy who is, I guess, another spirit world warrior, who seems to have kind of a flirtatious thing going on with our main guy, and it led to some pretty humorous moments. The real funny part for me in this episode was when we got to see the main character, Akihito's mother, during a message that she sends. She sends a letter that projects an image when it's put into this little... when it's pretty much handled by this lady who can activate it. His mother is very crazy. And crazy as in, not like she's psychotic or borderline psychotic. It's like, when you see her pop up, it's all these huge letterings behind her, and she is in this very skimpy dress wearing cat ears and a cat tail. She's that kind of crazy, kind of like more quirky than psychotic. And that leads to a very funny scene with all of them. I did notice there was a nice piece of music, it was, I think, when they were walking to school, but I'm not positive. And this episode actually left off on a note I wanted to talk about, because it's one of the only problems I had with the first episode of Golden Time. This episode of Kyokai no Kanata managed to take a cheery moment. For the most part, this is a very cheery episode, and ended off in a single depressing note. However, it was built up a little bit. It wasn't immediately like text message, now we're sad. It was a little bit of a build-up, because you can see the character's face as she's about to tell this news to Akihito. And so I just wanted to point that out. They actually did it a lot better than Golden Time did, so there's that. The animation of this was, of course, flawlessly done. I can't imagine them doing it any better. Everything looked smooth and real and just downright beautiful. And that's all I have for this episode. I will be back later with another episode, the one for Kill la Kill, and then Golden Time, which will likely, if I have the time, be released tomorrow, if I have the time. So until then, peace out.